First story. Whispers in the Catacombs, by Claire Dupont. It was an unusually chilly evening in Paris, and the city lights danced on the wet cobblestone streets. I, Claire Dupont, had always been drawn to the mysteries that lurked beneath the surface of this ancient city. Little did I know that my curiosity would lead me to an encounter with the supernatural. As an urban explorer, I often sought out hidden gems in Paris, places untouched by the touristy facade. My latest endeavor brought me to the Catacombs, a sprawling maze of tunnels beneath the city. Armed with a flashlight and an adventurous spirit, I descended into the darkness, my echoing footsteps the only sound. The air in the catacombs was thick with a strange energy, and the walls seemed to whisper ancient secrets. As I delved deeper, I began to hear distinct voices, soft and haunting. At first, I dismissed them as my imagination, a byproduct of the eerie ambience. Yet, as I pressed on, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. I stumbled upon a chamber adorned with skeletal remains, arranged with a macabre precision. The whispers coalesced into a chilling chorus, recounting tales of lost souls and unfinished business. A cold shiver ran down my spine, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The narrow passages twisted and turned, disorienting me. Shadows danced on the walls, and I caught glimpses of fleeting figures in my peripheral vision. Panic set in as I realized I was not alone in the catacombs. Someone, or something, was with me. Desperation guided my steps as I tried to find my way back to the surface, but the whispers grew louder, now echoing my name. "Claire!" they called, their voices a haunting symphony. I quickened my pace, my heart pounding in my chest, and stumbled upon a hidden chamber. In the flickering candlelight, I saw a hooded figure, its back turned to me. The whispers reached a crescendo as the figure slowly turned around. Empty eye sockets stared into my soul, and the air grew colder still. It was a ghostly presence, a guardian of the catacombs, and it beckoned me closer. Terrified yet inexplicably drawn, I took a hesitant step forward. The figure extended a skeletal hand, and the whispers ceased. In that moment, I felt a surge of emotions, fear, sorrow, and an overwhelming sense of empathy. The ghostly guardian had a story to tell, a tale of a life cut short, and a lingering purpose unfulfilled. As the candles flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls, I listened to the ghostly tale. It was a tragic narrative of betrayal and heartbreak, and as the last words echoed in the chamber, the figure dissipated into the darkness. The catacombs fell silent. I emerged from the depths, changed by the encounter. The whispers lingered in my mind, a haunting reminder of the supernatural undercurrents that flowed beneath the streets of Paris. Second story. The Silent Watcher, by Julien Leclerc. My name is Julien Leclerc, and I've always been a night owl. Paris, with its vibrant nightlife, provided the perfect backdrop for my nocturnal adventures. Little did I know that one fateful night would plunge me into a web of terror that defied explanation. It started innocently enough. I was strolling along the Seine, the city lights reflecting on the rippling water. The air was crisp, and the distant laughter from riverside cafes added a comforting hum to the night. But as I walked beneath the towering Notre Dame Cathedral, a shadowy figure caught my eye. A silhouette stood on the cathedral steps, unmoving and shrouded in darkness. Intrigued, I approached, thinking it might be a street performer or a night watchman. However, as I drew closer, an unsettling feeling crept over me. The figure had no discernible features, just an indistinct outline against the night. I hesitated, unsure whether to continue or retreat, but curiosity prevailed. "Hello?" I called out, my voice echoing in the empty square. No response. The figure remained motionless, a silent sentinel guarding the ancient cathedral. Unease settled in the pit of my stomach as I circled the mysterious presence. No matter where I stood, its gaze seemed fixed on me, though it lacked eyes or any facial features. It was as if an invisible force connected us, a silent communication that sent shivers down my spine. Attempting to rationalize the situation, I convinced myself it was a prank or an art installation. But as the minutes passed, the atmosphere grew heavier, and a frigid wind whispered through the narrow streets. I decided to leave, my footsteps echoing in the silence. Yet, no matter where I went, the shadowy figure followed, maintaining a constant distance. Panic set in as I quickened my pace, weaving through dimly lit alleyways. The figure's presence was inescapable, a relentless watcher in the Parisian night. Desperation led me to the doorstep of a forgotten church tucked away in a quiet corner. Gasping for breath, I turned to confront my silent pursuer, but the figure had vanished. The night swallowed it whole, leaving me alone in the eerie stillness. Haunted by the encounter, I delved into Parisian folklore and discovered tales of a spectral guardian known as Le Veilleur, or the Silent Watcher. Legend spoke of a benevolent entity that watched over the city, appearing to those in need but never uttering a word. As the days passed, the memory of the Silent Watcher lingered, an enigma etched into the fabric of my nocturnal adventures. Paris, it seemed, held secrets that transcended the boundaries of the living, and I, Julien Leclerc, had glimpsed into the supernatural shadows that lurked within the city of light. Third story. The Forgotten Carnival, by Isabelle Moreau. My name is Isabelle Moreau, and I've always been captivated by the enigmatic charm of Paris. But one summer evening, the city unveiled a darker side as I stumbled upon a forgotten carnival that defied the boundaries of reality. It all began with an antique map I acquired from a peculiar curio shop nestled in the heart of Montmartre. The map hinted at the existence of an abandoned carnival, hidden within the outskirts of Paris. My curiosity, tinged with a hint of trepidation, led me to the forgotten grounds. As I approached the desolate location, the air grew thick with an unsettling stillness. The rusted gates creaked open, revealing a decaying carousel and dilapidated attractions frozen in time. A chilling breeze whispered through the skeletal remains of the amusement park, and a lone swing swayed in the breeze. Despite the eerie atmosphere, my sense of adventure urged me forward. The flickering lights of the carousel cast haunting shadows, and the distant echoes of laughter lingered in the air, as if the spirits of a bygone era still reveled in the memories of long-forgotten joy. I wandered through the desolate carnival, drawn to a derelict fortune-teller's tent. Faded tarot cards were scattered on the worn table, and a once colorful crystal ball now held only shadows of its former brilliance. As I touched the cold surface, a voice whispered ancient secrets, foretelling a tale of tragedy and broken promises. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. The air became charged with an otherworldly energy, and the abandoned rides groaned as if awakening from a slumber. The carousel creaked to life, its once static horses now moving in a ghostly dance. The laughter of spectral children echoed through the night, creating a disconcerting symphony. I stumbled backward, unsure if the carnival's revival was a hallucination or a supernatural occurrence. The air shimmered with a transient magic, and I glimpsed phantom performers twirling in the flickering lights. The forgotten carnival had come back to life, a spectral celebration that transcended the boundaries of time. In the midst of the ethereal spectacle, a spectral figure emerged, a ringmaster in a tattered coat, his eyes gleaming with a melancholic wisdom. He beckoned me to join the dance, an invitation to partake in the revelry of the forgotten. As I twirled amidst the spectral performers, a sense of bittersweet nostalgia enveloped me. The carnival revealed itself as a realm where the past and present coexisted, and the laughter of the long gone lingered in the shadows. It was a moment frozen in time, a dance with the ghosts of joy that once graced the forgotten carnival. Eventually, the spectral celebration faded, and the carnival returned to its silent slumber. I left the abandoned grounds with a mix of wonder and melancholy, knowing that I had witnessed a fleeting glimpse into a realm where the echoes of the past danced eternally. Fourth story, The Midnight Serenade, by Henri Dubois. I am Henri Dubois, a violinist who found solace in the quiet corners of Paris, seeking inspiration in the city's hidden alleys and forgotten squares. However, one night my passion for music led me to an encounter with a melody that defied the boundaries of the living. It was the stroke of midnight, and the city lay bathed in the silver glow of the moon. I wandered the cobblestone streets of Montparnasse, my violin case in hand, searching for the perfect spot to lose myself in the haunting notes that flowed from my instrument. As I reached a secluded square, a peculiar stillness settled in the air. The usual sounds of the city faded, leaving only the distant murmur of the Seine. I took a deep breath, my bow poised to caress the strings, and began to play a melancholic tune that echoed through the silent night. Yet, as my violin sang its lament, another melody joined the nocturnal symphony. Faint at first, a spectral piano accompanied my solitary serenade. Bewildered, I glanced around, but the square remained empty. The haunting piano notes, however, persisted, weaving through the cool night air. Driven by both curiosity and an unexplainable connection to the ethereal pianist, I followed the ghostly music. The notes led me to an abandoned mansion, its grandeur faded but still retaining an air of mystery. The once opulent windows revealed only darkness within. Undeterred, I entered the mansion, my footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The piano melody guided me through a labyrinth of forgotten rooms until I reached a grand ballroom. There, beneath the soft glow of moonlight filtering through cracked windows, a spectral figure sat at an antique piano. The ghostly pianist, clad in an elegant gown reminiscent of a bygone era, played with a fervor that transcended the boundaries of the living. Her eyes met mine, and a silent understanding passed between us. Without a word, I joined the spectral duet, my violin harmonizing with the haunting piano. The mansion seemed to come alive with the music, its faded glory momentarily restored. Shadows twirled in the moonlit ballroom, and the air pulsed with a transcendent energy. It was a symphony of the past and present, a collaboration between the living and the ghostly. As the final notes echoed, the ghostly pianist nodded in gratitude. The mansion fell silent once more, its secrets locked away in the embrace of the night. I left the abandoned grandeur, my violin still resonating with the lingering echoes of the midnight serenade. Paris, with its labyrinthine streets and hidden corners, held mysteries that transcended the ordinary. I, Henri Dubois, continued to explore the city, forever chasing the elusive melodies that danced between the realms of the living and the supernatural. Fifth story. The Haunting Portrait by Eloise Laurent. I am Eloise Laurent, an art historian with a penchant for exploring Parisian galleries and hidden studios. Little did I know that my passion for art would lead me to a mysterious portrait that held a connection to the supernatural, a tale that unfolded within the heart of the city's art scene. One rainy afternoon, I found myself wandering through the Marais district, seeking shelter in the dimly lit corridors of a small, overlooked gallery. The owner, a weathered man named Jacques, greeted me with a nod as I entered. The walls were adorned with an eclectic mix of paintings, but one, in particular, caught my eye, an oil portrait shrouded in an air of mystery. The subject of the painting was a woman with captivating eyes, her expression hauntingly beautiful. The brushstrokes conveyed a depth of emotion that transcended the canvas, as if the subject's soul had been captured by the artist's hand. Intrigued, I inquired about the painting's origins. Jacques spoke in hushed tones, revealing that the artist, a reclusive painter named Marcel Duchamp, had created the masterpiece decades ago. The subject, he explained, was a woman named Adele Dubois, rumored to have been Marcel's muse and lover. The tragic twist, however, was that Adele had vanished without a trace shortly after the portrait's completion. Driven by both professional curiosity and a desire to unravel the enigma surrounding the painting, I delved into Marcel Duchamp's life. His studio, tucked away in the labyrinthine streets of Montmartre, became my next destination. As I entered the dusty studio, the scent of aged canvases filled the air. The atmosphere was charged with an unspoken presence, as if the ghosts of artistic passion lingered in the space. My gaze fell upon unfinished paintings, each one hinting at the tortured soul of the artist. In the midst of the studio's silent chaos, I discovered a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards. Inside, a series of letters exchanged between Marcel and Adele unveiled a tale of love, betrayal, and a pact made in the shadows of Montmartre. The letters hinted at a mysterious society, a group fascinated by the intersection of art and the supernatural. My quest for answers led me to a clandestine gathering beneath the city streets, where artists and occultists convened in the shadows. The society, known as L'Art Obscur, sought to transcend the boundaries of the mortal world through their creations. Marcel Duchamp, it appeared, had painted Adele into a realm between the living and the supernatural, a liminal space that defied explanation. As I delved deeper into the secrets of L'Art Obscur, strange occurrences began to unfold. The haunting portrait of Adele seemed to come alive, her eyes following my every move. Unseen whispers echoed in the gallery, and shadows danced around the painting. It was as if the supernatural energies that Marcel had invoked had found a new conduit in my exploration. Haunted by the spectral presence of Adele Dubois, I realized that the boundaries between art and reality had blurred. The gallery, once a haven for creative expression, became a nexus for supernatural forces. The enigmatic portrait held a power that surpassed the limits of canvas and paint, a doorway to a realm where the living and the ghostly converged. As I stood before the haunting portrait in the dimly lit gallery, I pondered the mysteries that Paris held within its artistic heart. The tale of Marcel Duchamp and Adele Dubois served as a testament to the city's capacity to weave threads of the supernatural into the fabric of its cultural tapestry. Sixth story. Shadows of the Père Lachaise by Victor Marchand. My name is Victor Marchand, and I am a journalist drawn to the underbelly of Paris, where secrets whispered in the shadows come to life. It was during an investigation into the mysterious occurrences surrounding the Père Lachaise Cemetery that I stumbled upon a tale that blurred the lines between the living and the dead. The Père Lachaise Cemetery, with its maze of ornate tombs and moss-covered mausoleums, held an air of melancholic beauty. But as night fell, the atmosphere shifted, and the cemetery became a realm where the supernatural mingled with the mortal. One moonlit night, I received an anonymous tip about a series of strange happenings within the cemetery's oldest section. Intrigued, I donned my trench coat and ventured into the labyrinth of narrow pathways, my flashlight cutting through the inky darkness. As I navigated the labyrinth of graves, a distant sound reached my ears, an eerie melody that seemed to emanate from an ancient mausoleum. The haunting notes, played on a violin, echoed through the silent cemetery, beckoning me closer. Guided by the spectral music, I discovered a hidden chamber beneath the roots of an ancient oak tree. The chamber, adorned with fading symbols and flickering candles, served as a makeshift stage for a spectral orchestra. The violinist, a ghostly figure in tattered 19th century attire, played with a passion that transcended the boundaries of the living. The otherworldly musicians, shadows of individuals long departed, accompanied the violinist in a macabre symphony. As I observed the spectral performance, the air pulsated with an ethereal energy, and the tombstones seemed to vibrate in response to the haunting melody. Driven by both fear and fascination, I approached the ghostly orchestra. The violinist, acknowledging my presence, motioned for me to sit beside him. Hesitant, I joined the spectral gathering, my senses overwhelmed by the surreal sight unfolding in the heart of Père Lachaise. As the symphony reached its crescendo, a spectral audience materialized among the tombstones, apparitions of individuals from different eras, their eyes fixed on the ethereal performance. It was as if the veil between the living and the dead had temporarily lifted, allowing a communion of souls to unfold beneath the moonlit canopy. The violinist, his eyes filled with a longing that transcended the afterlife, concluded the haunting performance. The spectral orchestra faded into the shadows, leaving me alone in the cemetery's hallowed silence. The once hidden chamber, now devoid of otherworldly presence, retained only the faint scent of the supernatural. I emerged from the Père Lachaise Cemetery, my mind grappling with the surreal experience. The boundaries between life and death, reality and the supernatural, had blurred within the ancient grounds. Paris, with its rich history and enigmatic locales, held secrets that could only be unearthed in the shadows of the Père Lachaise. 7th story. The Phantom Conductor, by Marcel Leclerc. I am Marcel Leclerc, a conductor with the Paris Symphony Orchestra, and my tale begins on a stormy night that would forever change the way I perceived the boundaries between the tangible and the spectral. It was a night of torrential rain that drummed against the city's rooftops. Despite the tempest, the Paris Symphony Orchestra had gathered for a late-night rehearsal at the Grand Palais Garnier. As the maestro, I stood on the podium, baton in hand, ready to guide my musicians through a night of passionate compositions. The performance began with an intensity that matched the fury of the storm outside. The orchestra swelled and receded, a harmonious dance that echoed through the vast hall. But as the musicians played, an unexpected presence joined the symphony, a phantom conductor, invisible yet commanding. My baton seemed to move of its own accord, guided by an unseen force. The musicians exchanged bewildered glances, their instruments following the spectral guidance. The music, however, soared to new heights, as if touched by an otherworldly maestro. In the midst of the ethereal symphony, a figure materialized on the podium, a ghostly conductor in tails and a tattered bow tie. His movements synchronized with mine, as if we shared a cosmic connection. The musicians, now entranced, played with a fervor that transcended the boundaries of mortal capability. The phantom conductor's eyes met mine, and a silent understanding passed between us. He beckoned me to follow, and as the orchestral crescendo reached its zenith, we descended into the catacombs beneath the Palais Garnier. The musicians, still under the influence of the supernatural, followed in a trance-like procession. The catacombs, usually silent save for the distant echoes of rehearsals, pulsated with an otherworldly energy. Torchlight flickered, casting dancing shadows on the stone walls as we reached an ancient chamber hidden beneath the opera house. In the center of the chamber stood a grand piano, untouched by time. The phantom conductor gestured for me to play, and as I touched the keys, a haunting melody filled the underground space. The notes reverberated through the catacombs, resonating with a resonance that transcended the boundaries of the tangible. As the last note faded, the phantom conductor bowed, dissipating into the shadows. The musicians, released from their trance, stared in awe at the grand piano and the empty podium. The storm outside had subsided, leaving only the sound of raindrops tapping against the windows. In the days that followed, the experience haunted me. The boundaries between the living and the spectral had blurred, and the Palais Garnier held secrets that defied explanation. The musicians spoke in hushed whispers of the phantom conductor, a spirit who sought solace in the timeless beauty of music. As I continued to lead the Paris Symphony Orchestra, I couldn't shake the feeling that the ghostly maestro still lingered within the notes, guiding us from the shadows. The stormy night at the Palais Garnier had become a chapter in the city's musical history, a tale of a spectral conductor whose ethereal presence would forever echo through the grand halls of Paris. 8th story. The Enchanted Bookshop, by Odette Moreau. I am Odette Moreau, a bibliophile with an insatiable love for rare books and hidden literary treasures. One rainy afternoon, my quest for the written wonders of Paris led me to a quaint bookshop tucked away in the Latin Quarter, a place where the boundaries between fiction and reality blurred into an enchanting narrative. The bookshop, known as Le Libraire and Sorcel, had an unassuming facade that belied the wonders within. The owner, a mysterious figure named Monsieur Renard, welcomed me with a knowing smile as I stepped into the cozy haven of shelves laden with ancient tomes and dusty manuscripts. As I browsed the eclectic collection, my attention was drawn to a weathered leather-bound book nestled on a forgotten shelf. Its title, Les Portes du Fantastique, or The Gates of the Fantastic, hinted at a world beyond the ordinary. Intrigued, I opened the book and began to read the tales woven within its yellowed pages. To my astonishment, the words on the pages came alive, swirling and dancing in a spectral ballet. The air in the bookshop shimmered with an otherworldly energy as the characters leaped from the pages, filling the room with a symphony of whispered narratives. It was as if the stories themselves had materialized, eager to be rediscovered by a reader after years of silent slumber. As I delved into the enchanted narratives, the bookshop transformed into a realm where literary fantasies and reality coexisted. Characters from classic novels strolled through the aisles, engaging in animated conversations that transcended the boundaries of their original tales. I found myself conversing with Madame Bovary, debating philosophy with Don Quixote, and sharing laughter with Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Monsieur Renard, the enigmatic proprietor, watched the spectacle with a twinkle in his eye. He revealed that the bookshop was a haven for characters who had escaped the confines of their stories, seeking refuge in the tangible world. The enchanted bookshop, it seemed, served as a bridge between the realms of fiction and reality. As the day unfolded into night, the characters returned to their literary abodes, leaving the bookshop in a state of quiet enchantment. Monsieur Renard thanked me with a knowing nod, and as I stepped back onto the rain-soaked streets of the Latin Quarter, I couldn't help but feel that the world of literature had embraced me in its timeless embrace. Paris, with its hidden wonders and enchanted corners, had revealed a tale that transcended the boundaries of the written word. The enchanted bookshop, a haven for characters seeking a taste of reality, had become a living testament to the magic that dwells within the pages of cherished books. And so, with the echoes of literary conversations lingering in my mind, I continued my journey through the literary tapestry of Paris. Ninth story. The Masked Soiree, by Camille Devereux. I am Camille Devereux, a socialite with a taste for the extravagant events that Paris had to offer. One evening, my insatiable curiosity led me to a mysterious invitation, a ticket to the masked soiree held in an opulent mansion on the outskirts of the city. Little did I know that this masked ball would unravel a tale of secret societies and supernatural intrigue. The invitation, adorned with elegant calligraphy, instructed me to arrive at the mansion precisely at midnight. Intrigued by the air of secrecy surrounding the event, I donned a lavish gown and a delicate mask that concealed my identity. The mansion, bathed in moonlight, loomed at the end of a tree-lined avenue, its grandeur shrouded in an otherworldly aura. As I entered the opulent ballroom, I was met with a spectacle that transcended the boundaries of reality. The masked guests, their attire ranging from historical garments to fantastical creations, danced in harmonious synchrony. The atmosphere pulsed with an electric energy, and the music seemed to emanate from an ethereal source. I joined the swirling masquerade, my senses heightened by the enigmatic allure of the masked revelry. As I danced, I caught glimpses of spectral figures, their masks concealing features that hinted at a supernatural origin. The air resonated with whispers of ancient rituals and forgotten societies. In the midst of the masked frenzy, a cloaked figure approached me, a masked stranger with eyes that gleamed with an otherworldly knowledge. Without uttering a word, the stranger led me to a secluded chamber within the mansion. The room, adorned with esoteric symbols and flickering candlelight, revealed itself as a sanctuary for those who sought the mysteries beyond the veil of reality. The cloaked figure, unveiling himself as the host of the masked soiree, spoke of a secret society known as L'Eclat Mystique, or the Mystic Radiance. This clandestine group, he explained, delved into the supernatural arts, exploring the boundaries between the living and the mystical. The masked ball, an annual gathering, served as a nexus for those who wished to transcend the limitations of the mortal realm. As the night unfolded, the mansion transformed into a haven for the mystical and the supernatural. Illusions blended with reality, and the masked guests revealed their true forms, beings of magic and ethereal beauty. The dance floor became a tapestry of enchantment, with spells and incantations weaving through the rhythmic movements. In a moment of revelation, the host led me to a balcony overlooking the grounds. The moonlit night revealed a hidden garden, where mythical creatures and spectral beings coexisted in a delicate balance. It was a realm where the fantastical merged seamlessly with reality, and the veil between the known and the unknown became gossamer thin. As the clock struck the pre-dawn hours, the masked soiree reached its zenith. The mystical energies dissipated, and the guests, their supernatural personas concealed once more, departed into the shadows. The mansion returned to a state of elegant repose, its secrets hidden beneath layers of enchantment. I left the masked ball, my mind abuzz with the surreal encounters and supernatural wonders that Paris had unveiled. The boundaries between the tangible and the mystical had blurred within the walls of the opulent mansion, and the tale of l'eclat mystique lingered in the moonlit corners of my memory. 10th story. Whispers of the Seine, by Gaston Du Bois. I am Gaston Du Bois, a boatman whose life revolved around navigating the gentle waters of the Seine. One fog-shrouded evening, my routine journey along the river took a haunting turn, unveiling a tale of ghostly apparitions and a spectral journey through the heart of Paris. As I piloted my boat through the mist, the glow of lamplights along the Seine cast eerie reflections on the water's surface. The air hung heavy with an otherworldly stillness as I approached an ancient bridge that spanned the river. Unbeknownst to me, this night would become a voyage into the supernatural. In the spectral glow of the lamplights, I spotted figures standing on the bridge, a procession of ethereal beings with garments that seemed to belong to a bygone era. Their faces were veiled in mist, and the soft rustle of ancient fabric echoed through the fog. It was as if the bridge had become a portal to a time long past. As my boat drifted closer, the ghostly figures turned toward me, their eyes fixated on the mortal world. Without a word, they gestured for me to follow. Intrigued and filled with trepidation, I steered my boat beneath the bridge, entering a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead intertwined. The Seine, usually a tranquil waterway, began to mirror the mysteries of the spectral journey. Strange reflections danced on the surface, and the fog thickened, enveloping my boat in an otherworldly embrace. Whispers of forgotten tales, murmurs of ancient secrets, and the echo of ghostly footsteps accompanied my journey. The apparitions guided me through hidden canals and forgotten corners of Paris, where the city's history and the supernatural intertwined. The ghostly figures seemed to be reliving moments from their past, their ephemeral presence a testament to the lingering echoes of bygone eras. As we sailed past ancient structures and dilapidated mansions, the spectral journey reached its zenith at an abandoned theater. The ghostly figures ascended the grand staircase, their movements synchronized in a spectral waltz. The air vibrated with the melodies of an orchestra long silenced by time. In the haunting ambience, the apparitions beckoned for me to join their spectral dance. Hesitant yet compelled, I stepped onto the ethereal stage, becoming a participant in a dance that spanned the boundaries of the living and the spectral. The music, though unheard by mortal ears, echoed through the hollow theater, and the ghostly figures twirled in a timeless ballet. As the night waned, the apparitions faded into the mist, leaving me standing alone on the abandoned stage. The fog lifted, and the Seine returned to its familiar tranquility. I steered my boat back into the mundane reality, haunted by the echoes of the spectral journey that had unfolded along the winding waters of the Seine. Paris, with its ancient bridges and hidden canals, had revealed a tale that transcended the boundaries of time. The spectral journey through the heart of the city lingered in the quiet whispers of the Seine, a testament to the supernatural undercurrents that flowed beneath the surface of the City of Light. Thank you for sticking with us through the whole video. Also, I recommend you this video you see on screen, one of the scariest on my channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, This helps me bring you more thrilling content every day. If this video sent shivers down your spine, let me know in the comments.